Okay, now let's take a look at the NAT terms: inside local, outside local, inside global, and finally outside global. And let's just hold on. Okay, so we are going to I'm going to explain those terms. I'm going to use this diagram, right? So first, let's see. Okay. Let's just first take a look at this diagram, right? And if you look at diagram, if you ping, right? If you ping from this workstation to this final destination, right? So if you just follow the path, it's going to go through this router, and then that's the final destination, right? That's the final destination. So if I just draw this path starting from the source, right? Let me just draw the diagram. So starting from the source, right, which is 192.168.10.2, right? And this is the subnet mask, right? And then this goes to this middle router, right? So this goes to middle router, and then it goes to the final destination, okay? And this number, I mean this IP address, because now it has this router is going to translate this private IP address to a public address because of this command IPNet, and the start IP address is 3 and then all the way to 5, right? So this IP address will be translated. Once it's arrived, it will be translated into what? 210.210.210.3, right? So that's the IP address, the public IP address, right? Translated from this private IP. So if you look at the last page, the NAT example, basically it's so after you ping, right? After you ping, when you type IPNet translation, and then you will see this table, translation table. And the first column is inside global and inside local and outside local and outside global, right? So that's the column, right? And then you notice that inside local and outside local is the same, and no, actually, sorry, outside local and outside global is the same. And then inside global, it's yes, 0.3. Okay, so let's just okay, let's take a look at this diagram, right? And then you know that the final IP address is .2. So you know that it's 210.210.210.2, right? So that's the final destination IP address. So that's the IP address right here. Okay. So now let's take a look at the let's see. First, let's take a look at let's look at the definition, right? Which is, let's just starting from the inside local. Inside local is source host inside address before translation. So you know that source host, so inside local, the source host before translation, so that's important. So the inside local is before the translation, so 192.168.10.2, 10.2, right? So that's before the translation. The outside local is address of outside host. Okay. You know what? Let's just do the let's look at the inside global. So let's just first inside global. Let's just go through. Go for this term first. Then we're gonna go to outside. So inside local, it's after translation, right? After translation. So after translation is what? 210, right? So 210.210.210.3, right? And then now let's go back to the outside local. Outside local, it's address of outside host as it appears to the inside network. So address of the outside host. So let's say as it appears to the inside network. So let's say I have I here. So I'm looking at the outside network, right? And then like this is me, right? So right now I'm inside. When I look at the outside network, I see this, right? This is like outside address of outside host. So this is 210.210.210.2, right? Okay. And then finally, outside global is what? Address of outside destination host, which is this. Outside global. Outside global is same as 210.210.210.2, right? Now, because it's the address of outside destination host address. So you notice that outside local and outside global is same in this specific case. But there's a cases that these two IP address could be different. When you have some kind of a device here, right? Where from the inside, right? From the inside, if there's some kind of device like a firewall or like a NAT device, whatever device, from inside, I can only see up to this point, right? So in that case, this outside local and outside global, the IP address for outside local and IP address, for the outside global, it can be different, right? But in our scenario, since we don't have any device, and basically from inside, I can see the IP address of the outside host address. I can see the outside host, so I can read this IP address of this host. So in this case, as you can see, these two IP addresses are same. Okay, thank you.